Okay, we're going to try this again. Third time's a charm. Let's see. We're not going to do a countdown this time. We will just see if people join in. Boy who cried wolf. I can't keep pretending to go live and then not offering a live stream. If you can hear me all right, if you can see me all right, give me a thumbs up, give me some sort of comment. I want to make sure that the chat feed is working. I'm streaming to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So it's a lot. And so far I've crashed twice. So I'm wondering if I'm going to crash again. Any feedback would be good. Two viewers, welcome in. Third time's the charm. Third time is the charm. Let me just, I'm just going to check a few things before getting into it. Like I said, I'm streaming to 4 different platforms at the same time. I think that it might be too much, but we're going to take a look here. So let's see if I'm streaming. It looks like I'm streaming on Twitter. Yeah. I've got audio on Twitter. That's good. Let's take a look at Facebook. Sorry, guys, to make you go through this. But, you know, upgrades. Okay. Cool. We are on Facebook. Let's take a look at Twitch. Twitch is making me log in again. That's annoying. Okay, let's check YouTube. All good from YouTube. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. Again, apologies, guys, for the slow start. We're going to get into it. Okay, we're confirmed on YouTube. Let's just... Excuse me. Where's everybody coming in from? If you're on Facebook or if you're on Twitch, please message there. I want to make sure that the chat is including all of the platforms that I'm streaming to. So far, we've got one comment from Jordan coming from YouTube. So thanks again, Jordan. Twitch, I'm not sure. Twitch might be the issue. All right, well, that's that. So we're taking a look at Bitcoin. We've got Bitcoin here on the daily chart. And we called it. If you guys aren't already in the group, it's free to join. I know people hear free and they're like, it's a fucking scam, or you got to do this or you got to do that. No, it's free. All that we ask is that if you trade, which you would be doing anyways, that you do so with one of our partners, and you get 100% access to the group. You get 100% access to the signals. You get 100% access to our trading bots, which are in beta test right now, very, very close to launching publicly. So if you guys are interested, scan the QR code and get into the group today. Because we called this, I'm calling it a bottom. I'm sticking my neck out and going ahead and saying that this green diamond right here represents the bottom of this consolidation. And when I say bottom, I mean from this point forwards, we're not going to see a lower price. We have a lower price over here. So it's, for the entire consolidation, I misspoke. This is the bottom of the consolidation. What I'm saying is this price right here of 58,468 on the index chart won't be broken. I think that we are going to trend up from here. Very oversold RSI. The last time we were this oversold, again, we got a green diamond into a little bit of a consolidation that led into a massive 200% rally, 175% rally. And I anticipate that to happen again. So the green diamond doesn't mean V-shaped recovery. It doesn't mean V-shaped recovery and boom, we're off to the races. What it means is that the lowest price has come in, or you are at or close to the lowest price. I do anticipate a little bit of a consolidation. If you guys already watched the YouTube video, you'll probably know what I'm going to do here, because I'm going to go back in time to the 2015, 2016, 2017 cycle. That run, that transition from bear market into bull market. And we're going to look at all of these green diamonds. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 green diamonds that represent the uptrend of Bitcoin. 1, 2, 3 of those marked a bottom followed by a period of consolidation. And 2 of the 5 represented a V-shaped recovery. Those V-shaped recoveries happened after we were above the all-time high. And yes, we are above the all-time high, but I think that we're just moving a little bit too fast for this market cycle. The ETFs brought a lot of demand. The market is also in a very illiquid state where it's very easy to move price. So because of that very sudden and quick amount of demand hitting the market, I think we rallied very, very quickly. And I think we're kind of ahead of schedule if we're kind of following this roadmap of the 2015 to 2017 cycle. So where I think we are is right here. I think you are here. So we're going to pull a fractal from the high to the low to the area, the candle of the breakout, and we're going to bring that over. I've done this in the video, so apologies if this information is not new to you, but we're going to do it anyways. And this is kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, which would bring us to an approximate breakout point sometime in September, mid to late September. And bam, we are live. Welcome in, Surviving Palawan. If anybody's watching on Twitch, I would love to see a comment come in on Twitch. I would love to see a comment come in on Facebook. I have not streamed to Facebook before. And I would love to see a comment come in from Twitter. I have not streamed to Twitter before either. So I just want to make sure that my chat is hitting all of the platforms. So far, everybody who's chatted has been coming from YouTube, which is not surprising. That's where I stream the most. So yeah, I'm very bullish on this. I think that the bottom's in. And a lot of fear in the markets right now. A lot of people don't believe that this could be a bottom. A lot of people calling for much lower levels. You know, you got people calling the at least a retag of 58. You got people calling down here at this level right here at around 52. But it doesn't matter what price you are at. There will always be people calling for lower levels. And every time you take a step down, the amount of people calling for lower levels increases. So you kind of need to have your own strategy and your own benchmarks and your own emotionless indicators on the chart that can put you into a trade ahead of those people that are growing increasingly pessimistic on the market. The herd is always wrong. The herd is always wrong. 95% of traders lose money. Okay, that means most people are wrong. So at some point, you need to be counter trend. You need to be counter sentiment, and that's where I think we are right now. Most of the market is very bearish. Most of the market has incredibly negative sentiment. When you go on Twitter, a lot of people calling the bull market over. That's a trend that I've seen in the last probably 2 weeks, is just people entirely saying, hey, what if 72 was it? What if that was the high? What if we're done? And that's incredibly bearish sentiment for a consolidation that is showing higher lows and lower highs. This is a pure consolidation. When we turn on the volume, let's just take a look at volume here for a moment. Generally speaking, in a distribution, you get huge volume spikes every time you hit a resistance. So every time you hit a resistance point, you are supposed to see a volume spike. You're supposed to see big spikes every time you hit a resistance point, because smart money is selling. This is retail driven. This is just consolidation. This is absorption of the supply. You see a decline in the volume. Decline in the volume, decline in the volatility, boredom increases, sentiment shifts. I think that we are looking at an accumulation. If we go and take a look at a distribution, you can clearly see what I'm talking about here. You know, a distribution is a lot more volatile. This is a distribution structure right here. So you can see, you know, your preliminary supply here. That was one of the larger volume signatures. Then up here, you saw a spike. Up here, to be fair, didn't really get much of a spike. But over here at the UTAD, you got another spike on resistance. Notice, okay? So all of these spikes, they're happening at the resistance. When we take a look at what we're seeing here, the two kind of outlying candles here happened at support. You got buyers stepping in here when we dipped below this support line, and we got buyers stepping in here when the green diamond presented itself. So there's more of a case that could be built towards saying that this is accumulation and that the bulls are present, smart money is present, smart money is not selling, and we are just digesting the supply because of the rally that we've had. You know, this was quick. This was very, very quick. You know, from the green diamond low to the high, 373% in how many days? In 491 days. That's very quick. When we go and take a look at the 2017 cycle, from the bear market low, the transition of the trend, we can even go further. There's so much room. 400, what did I say? 400 something days. Anyways, this is why I think we're here. Okay. So we're already above all-time highs 400 days in. Whereas in the previous cycles, 400 days in, you have not broken an all-time high. This is where I think we are from a time-based perspective. So yeah, again, I'm looking at September. I think September, and that's not FUD. Like, if you guys can't wait a few months for massive price expansion, that's another thing that I'm noticing in Twitter, is just a complete and utter lack of patience. Like, if you don't say we're going to break out tomorrow, that's FUD. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Like, you have to wait. Bitcoin only moves up for very short periods of time. It moves up quickly and for a short duration. Then it trades sideways. Most of Bitcoin's existence is sideways. So for us to be in a consolidation that's 100 days long, and you being like upset with the fact that I could say it could go another 100 days, a 200-day consolidation, you have to be able to wait. You have to be able to wait. This is very, very normal. It takes time to digest the amount of supply that came in when the smart money started taking profits at the all-time high. It's just, it is what it is. Can you overlay a chart of and explain how the price of the DXY would affect your current call of a bottom? So here's the thing, like, the DXY is the dollar. You don't need to overlay the DXY onto Bitcoin, because this is Bitcoin USD. This is Bitcoin USD. So we're already comparing it to the dollar. So now we're comparing it to the dollar, and we're comparing it to the dollar compared to other fiat currencies. The DXY has its place for sure, because it can mark points in the market where risk on becomes more favorable. I'm going to have to just look at the DXY on its own, because obviously Bitcoin is much more volatile than the dollar. But when you're looking at BTC USD, you are looking at the comparative of the DXY, because the DXY is the dollar. You're just looking at the comparative of the DXY as an index compared to other currencies that are all inflating at basically the same rates. September sounds great. 3 months more to buy. Hell yeah. We're pretty much at the last point of DCA. Let's take a look. I'll go back to the DXY in just a moment. But dollar cost average strategy here. No, that's not what I'm after. Oh. Oh no, I lost a really good indicator. I can't remember what it is. Darn, I saved the wrong one. Or maybe it's gone. I don't know. That's a possibility, I suppose. All right, well, we can look at the logarithmic growth curves. That'll kind of paint a picture. No. No. Anyways, I'm a little disappointed that I forgot which one it was. It was a dollar cost average Bitcoin indicator. I wonder if it just changed. Anyways, I give up. But what it was showing is basically 3 lines. It was showing you kind of a green band, a green band where it's kind of appropriate to be buying Bitcoin. And then above that, it had a red band where it's saying that, you can probably get better prices if you waited. Looked something like that. And we're at the upper end. I know I don't have the indicator here, but this is based off of memory. We're at the upper end of DCA. So, beyond this consolidation, you're not going to want to continue to DCA because when it turns, it's not going to be a favorable outcome. That's just me. There are some people that just DCA regardless. Michael Saylor has famously said on multiple occasions, he's going to buy every single top. So, anyways, let's go to the DXY. The DXY up in the resistance. Which means risk. People are risk averse. As long as this trends up, we are risk averse. This is risk on. These represent risk on. So this was a bull market. This is a bull market in Bitcoin from 2022 to 2023. Is that a bull market? No, actually, we were rallying against the dollar. But yeah, what you want to see is this trending back down. So we're range bound currently. We're range bound currently up against resistance. So the next assumption is just lower levels from here. The assumption is a turnaround back down. Looks like all we have is chat participation on YouTube. All I need is a thumbs up or something from Twitter. Just something to show me that we're looking, that you can participate. Let's see what gold is doing. Bitcoin and gold have been correlated. So yeah, we have a breakout, very strong weekly breakout on gold. A little bit of a consolidation, but once we get back on top of the 7 here, it's going to be really good. Speaking of the moving averages, let's actually go back to Bitcoin on the daily and talk about some of the resistance points that we're currently facing. And that's the daily 7. So if you've been watching the daily high, Tone Vase and Matt McGregor have been talking about this as the kind of first check mark for a resistance point. And I wholeheartedly agree. You can see that we've been trapped below the 7 on a daily basis for the last 2 weeks. We need to get back on top of the 7 for us to take a run at 66. And we have downward pressure on the high time frame moving averages. So there's good resistance points. There's still a good amount of resistance. So we've got resistance here at the 7. And we've got resistance of both the 30 and the 50 here at around 66. But beyond that, we just have the all-time high. And I think if we're able to recover the 7 and recover the 50 and the 30, we're gonna break the all-time high. So that's the moving averages. Let's take a look at the S&P. That's another good indicator of risk on in the market. You have general risk on from the S&P, and then you have exuberant risk on from the NASDAQ. Excuse me. For those who don't know, I've been away from producing content for like 3 weeks. I got freaking pneumonia, so I'm still kind of recovering from that. So you'll have to pardon all of my disgusting lung noises. I'm still not 100%, but getting there and feeling well enough to at least show my face on camera, not gasping for breath sitting on the couch. But anyways, I digress. Let's take a look at this from a weekly perspective. it's an uptrend. It's doing what the S&P does. When the S&P starts climbing the stairs, it just climbs the stairs until there's some sort of big FUD crazy event where you lose a lot. So you can see the consistency of these types of moves where just it ticks along, ticks along, ticks along, ticks along until there's a big sell-off. Then V-shaped recovery, ticks along, big sell-off, V-shaped recovery. It's always doing the same thing. It's always doing the same thing. Big sell-off, V-shaped recovery, ticks along. So we just broke this, you know, if we take a measure from the last all-time high break, we got about a 42% move. If we take it from this all-time high break, we've got a lot more upside to go. The other thing to take into consideration is the angle of these rallies is increasing. So that means, you know, 42% from the breakout point is rather conservative. So, you know, you'd be looking at at least 680 on the S&P futures. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. So risk is on. Risk is on. The market is not as scared as it was before. Same thing. NASDAQ looking really good. From the last point at which we had a sell-off and a breakout, the NASDAQ rallied 72%. So if we kind of copy that again, we still have plenty of room to go here on the NASDAQ for that extension. And again, the angles are getting more steep. Things are moving quicker and more aggressively. So all systems go, in my opinion. All systems go. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly. We needed to stay above this price right here on the weekly chart. We needed to stay above 61,492. Still have 4 days left in the candle, but I have a feeling that this is going to end up being a green candle. And it's going to be a very bullish weekly candle. If we have this much tail and this finishes green, that's a very, very bullish candle. And then once we're back on top of the weekly 7, you're back into a very strong bull trend. As soon as you get on top of the 7, you know, the last time we consolidated, we were above, below, then had our breakout moment, breaking the kind of local highs, and we stayed above the 7 for a good rally. Really good rally from the highs, from the breakout point to the high, 134%. So from the breakout point to the next high, oh geez, definitely breaking 100K. On the next breakout, we are breaking 100K. Maybe even getting to 170. Might even get to 200K on the next breakout, which seems crazy. But Bitcoin is crazy. Don't forget that. When people say crazy things about Bitcoin, don't forget that Bitcoin is crazy. It does the unexpected all the time. That is what it's best known for. The incomprehensible is where Bitcoin exists, period. End of story. That's its life. That's where it lives, is an incomprehensible number. All right, let's talk about some alts. Now, Bitcoin dominance has continued to be in an uptrend. This is very messy. Let's clean that up a little bit. Now, when Bitcoin dominance is in an uptrend, you don't want to be in altcoins. You really don't. With the odd exception of maybe, you know, a fast move, a fast play, some overhyped meme bullshit. There's a lot of that out there lately. Nothing wrong with that. You just don't want to hold it. I've taken a few punts on ordinals, and I am holding those ordinals. Those are high conviction plays for me because I think that the ordinal ecosystem is relatively undiscovered, but those positions are tiny. A lot of them I got for free. I just paid a miner and minted these things. But as this continues to be in an uptrend, until we can break this structure, this is what you're looking at. You know, here's Cardano BTC. It's disgusting. This is disgusting. This is a terrible chart. You're basically at, you're damn near at the same price you were in the last cycle. Cardano has done nothing for you. Taking a look at XRP, it's the same story, different chart. You know, you're at the lows. This is just an oscillator. Every time we come back down to these lows, you go back down. You have a stupid run, and then you go back down. Now, we haven't had a stupid run since 2017, 2018. This is where most of the XRP community comes from, is these two spikes. But yeah, you know, it's given it all back, everything back. You've made no money. You've lost everything that you've gained. And then, you know, we look at Litecoin. If you are unfortunate enough to have been convinced that Litecoin is a better Bitcoin, you're at the lowest price it's ever been, period, ever. This is the lowest price it's ever been. You have made nothing. You have lost everything. All things trend to zero compared to Bitcoin, with the exception of a very short window of time that you can recognize from the Bitcoin dominance chart. There's like 4 months every 4 years. That's it. 4 to 6 months every 4 years where you can outperform Bitcoin. And the good news is I actually think that we're getting close to that point. We are getting close to that point. What I need to see is I need to see Bitcoin dominance come to the bottom of this channel and break through it. If we can break below the lower end of this upsloping channel, this bear flag, bear pennant, then it's looking good. Get below the 200, and then below this, altcoin season is in full swing. And if you are lucky enough to get Bitcoin dominance all the way back down to 40%, you're going to be very, very happy. And it's going to happen quick, very quick. Altcoin season is super, super quick. It's a few months every 4 years. And this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. Just red candle after red candle after red candle on the weekly chart. Okay, this is what altcoin season looks like. Look at how short this is. $133 days. That's basically the consolidation that we're in currently with Bitcoin. The amount of time that Bitcoin has been consolidating at the all-time high up until now, that's your entire altcoin season. It's very, very short, okay? Very short. But this is what we need to see. We need to see this trend change. We're almost at this resistance point here at around 60%. Maybe we get another rally up to the 60% point. I do think that we are going to pivot here at the 60%, and that is going to be the time to get a little bit more generous with altcoin allocations, because it hasn't been that time just yet. Let's take a look at ETH BTC. I think that's going to be this is going to be kind of the chart to watch for altcoin season beginning. We've been calling it a distribution for a long time. It's been in a downtrend for years. You listened to me and didn't buy ETH, you have way more money. But we're about to break this downtrend. I'm sorry, this is very messy. It's very hard to see what's going on. We're about to break this downtrend. This is looking good. You know, we're kind of seeing a rotation here. I'm liking these candles. I'm liking this retest. I'm liking the ability for us to kind of break this downtrend. I think if we can reclaim this level of the kind of parallel channel that I've drawn, if we can reclaim that, that's going to signal full on altcoin season. And it's going to be blaringly apparent when it's happening. When we're at this price, you're already going to know that altcoin season is in full swing again. So, but that's what we need for kind of confirmation. That's what we need for confirmation to consider that we're in altcoin season. All right, I'm curious about Facebook. Am I getting any comments from any other platforms? Because all I'm seeing is comments from YouTube. No comments. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. That means that I'm not missing comments. People just aren't commenting. Did I make it to Twitter? Yep. No comments. Okay, that's good. I'm happy to know that the comments just aren't coming in from those platforms. I'm happy to know that people aren't commenting as opposed to the comments just aren't coming in. All right, what else? I think that's it. Yeah, I'm not really going to talk about too many altcoins right now. I'm not going to talk about, well, a lot of people have been asking about Track and what do I think about Track. Nothing has changed with Track. You know, it's really simple. We got one dumb line. One dumb line. As long as we're below this line, you can assume that we can continue to lower levels. But once we break this line and get above this line, we're going to exceed the all-time highs. So I'm not worried. I don't care how low we go. You know, we're at $1.32 right now. Entries at 30 cents. I don't care if we go to 20 cents because when we break that line, we're going to break the all-time high of $7. So I'm really not too concerned. If you're really, really worried about the price of Track, you probably put too much in. A lot of the ordinal stuff, I mean, I did have the advantage of getting in early. It's not like I didn't try. It's not like I didn't try to get you guys in early. Nobody can say that I didn't try to get people into ordinals early, okay? But yeah, it is what it is. My dollar cost average is low. My position size, as far as my portfolio is concerned, is very low. If you are taking 10% positions in Track, if you're taking 20% positions in sats or bitmaps, you're sweating. And I understand why you're sweating, because these things have retraced a long time, a far ways. But ultimately, I believe that these all-time highs are going to break. So that's really all I care about. Are these all-time highs going to break? I do believe so. So the fact that these are 83% down currently, I don't care. I don't care. In Track, I'm still up. Still up on Track. Still absurdly up on sats, 1600% on sats. Meme, don't hold your breath on meme. This one is going to be one of the ones that move during that very short period of time that I already discussed. This needs altcoin season to move because the fundamentals of meme are very, very low. So it needs irrational hype. It needs irrational hype. So when you're in that 4-month to 6-month altcoin season, that's when meme will perform. And I do think that it'll break its all-time high as well. But don't hold your breath on this one. Don't hold your breath. This one's not going to move fast. It's going to be one of the laggards. It's going to be dragged up by the market. It is not going to lead the market. Already might be a leader. Already might be a leader, but again, sentiment in the entire space right now is too low for us to really be getting too deep into the weeds with these brand new coins that nobody knows about. So I think I will close things out there. Thank you all for joining in. Don't forget to join us in the free Discord. gain access to our Bitcoin trading bots. Our Bitcoin scalping bot, Bangbox, is going to be available very, very shortly. There will be limited space on any of those bots. So if you're interested in an automated trading system where you can just set it and forget it, you are going to want to get into the Discord, because that's going to be your fastest track to gaining access to these products. It's going to be where all of the information comes from. So do get into the Discord. If you don't have Discord, what the hell are you doing? Are you trying to make money in crypto and you don't have a Discord account? That's got to change. Yeah, and all that we ask is that you use one of our partner exchanges, currently partnered with BitGet, 2bit, OKX, and we are bringing on Blowfin as well. We will be doing a formal announcement on Blowfin in the coming weeks, and we're very excited about Blowfin. They have impressed us for the back-end stuff, specifically with the bot stuff. The API stuff with Blowfin is really good. The liquidity with Blowfin is very, very good. So we're very proud to bring them on as a partner. But anyways, I digress. Thank you all for joining into the live stream. Sorry it took 3 times to get it going, but I appreciate you sticking things out. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.